Federal government defends Tinubu's move on Rivers crisis, speaks on Fubara's future. My dear listeners, before going to the full details, here it is been stated here that federal government defends Tinubu's move. The question is, please, who is the federal government? Who are the federal government? Who is Tinubu? So this country is just like a shackle being held at we citizens' end. Only God will save us. So moving on to the full details, kindly please ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. The federal government has defended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's decision to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State, saying the move was necessary to address the ongoing political crisis. Attorney General of the Federation Lateef Fagbemi on Wednesday dismissed claims that the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, was responsible for the crisis. He insisted that Governor Siminalayi Fubara's actions led to the situation. On Tuesday, Tinubu suspended Governor Fubara, his deputy, and all elected members of the Rivers State House of Assembly for 6 months. He also appointed former Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Etelibas, retired, as the sole administrator of the state. Speaking to State House correspondent, Fagbemi argued that Fubara brought the crisis upon himself by taking illegal actions, including the destruction of the State House of Assembly complex. There are occasions when it comes to national issues we have to come out plainly. Was Wike the one that asked the State Assembly to be demolished? I didn't see the hand of the Minister of the FCC in what happened, he said. He further stated that the Supreme Court had ruled that Fubara anticipated an impeachment attempt and demolished the assembly complex to prevent it. In the Supreme Court had concluded that there was no government in Rivers, then there was nothing a responsible leader could have done other than to take the decision of Tuesday. The president took a very bold decision. As things stand, we have a duty to give maximum respect to the judgment of the Supreme Court, Fagbemi added. Fagbemi advised those opposed to the emergency rule to take their grievances to the National Assembly, which has the final say on the president's decision. If the National Assembly feels what the president did was not okay, he will not have two thirds from the National Assembly. We are expecting that within 48 hours something will come out, he explained. Fagbemi insisted that suspending Fubara and other political actors was necessary to send a strong message against lawlessness. The Rivers State today, it can be anybody's turn tomorrow. Let the signal be clearly sent for those who want to foment trouble to think twice. I return to the resounding no question that the governor and deputy should have been spared, he stated. Regarding the impeachment process against Fubara, Fagbemi noted that the governor was already facing removal by the House of Assembly. Fagbemi said the suspension of the political actors in the state can therefore be seen as a compromise. There was notice of impeachment from the House of Assembly. If that impeachment had been allowed to run its full course, then the governor of Fubara would have lost entirely and completely. So, in a way, if you say it is a compromise, I would agree, he said. So now, my dear listeners, now I've come to the end of our today's news. And now, before I go, in addition to the news that I've read, one thing I feel about the issue is, you know, what's it called? The federal government has its own supporters, while Fubara has its supporters. But the truth is that people will see the truth and they will speak out the truth. Because as it is, personally, we are not so daft to know that the president on its own has no right to suspend the governor of the state. But in the way the democracy has spoiled in our in today's era, so